Hi there, this is Heather Embry Warren of Blossoming Heart Guidance, and this is this week's Heart to Heart video with Heather to really help us live more from our heart's truths and make our lives work. I always say that in many cases, if we were to look back at a lot of things when they go off track for us or things fall out from under us, if we really look back and say, was I being totally true to myself? Was I being honest with others? Truly honest about who I am and what I want and what I need. And so oftentimes we can find a thread of where we've been deceiving ourselves or where we were deceiving others, and that dynamic had to end. So in some, I'm not saying all cases, right? There's definitely abuse, betrayal, things that just absolutely, but even in dynamics of abuse, if we stay, we could actually go, you know what? Depending on the dynamic, depending on the relationship, depending on all the dynamics, I would never blame anyone. But we could find a thread of when we knew this wasn't us. This wasn't working for us. And so we have these truths within us, and we really need to tune in to sort that out for ourselves. I was at a workshop on Sunday with Pam Durand, who's a beautiful soul singer, and she offered a workshop with a colleague of hers, Katrina Boss, who was teaching us about Tantra. And we were going on the relationship aspect of Tantra, not the sexual aspect of Tantra. And one of the fundamentals she said is that we're here there's the masculine and feminine within each of us. And this is not about gender. And it's about how to find the balance where the masculine and feminine meet each other's needs. And it is our job to do that for ourselves, first and foremost, so that we can love and be loved by others. So she describes the feminine aspect as our vulnerable self, the part of ourselves that feels small, feels hurt, afraid, anxious, all of these things, tired, part that feels, some would call it weak. I don't like that term necessarily, or there's judgment on that, but it's not feeling strong. Our masculine self is the doer, the action, the provider, the one that is there to listen to the feminine and say, what do you need and how can I provide it? So when we start looking at it in those terms, this is our inner dialogue that we have with ourselves. So I want you to think of one, just even tuning into yourself and saying, where am I feeling vulnerable right now? Where am I feeling vulnerable? Where am I feeling less than, inadequate? Right? So just even tuning into that emotion for yourself. And asking that part of yourself, why? Why am I feeling inadequate or less than or small? And then ask that part of yourself, what is it that you need to feel stronger? And you actually will know the answer. It will come to you. You'll feel it, see it, kind of get a sense of it, have a memory flash. You have all the answers. And then you can ask your provider self, hey, provider self who is all strong and all capable, what can you do to help my vulnerable self meet this need? What is possible? So when you start making that work, and start actually listening, and the provider can provide it within yourself, you really don't need to depend on a lot of people per se. We're all interdependent, but then you could actually go out and talk to others, ask others, communicate with others, interact with others, and be able to say, hey, can you help me meet this need? Because you're very clear. It takes away from passive-aggressive, takes away from victimhood. It allows for true self-awareness to come in and self-empowerment to come in, and to be able to figure that out. That is finding the balance between your masculine and feminine. And that allows you to give love and receive love in similar ways. So I'm going to encourage you to contemplate this in your life. Really discover what aspects of you are vulnerable, not to be afraid of those areas, not to be afraid of admitting that you have vulnerability. We all do at different stages and ages and circumstances. We become more vulnerable as we age, or we become more vulnerable as things are unstable. And it is our job to be able to provide what we need in order to feel content or at peace or stronger within who we are and what we're doing in our lives. Okay? I hope this helps and it doesn't add to confusion, but it's quite a profound teaching for me, and I wanted to pass it on to you. If you do want to do any work to get your life back on track, I offer inner guidance readings or packages that can help you really. 3 months, we can get you going deep, quick, have some great results. So you really feel like you're connected to who you are and what you want and where you're going, and clear out all those beliefs that are blocking your past experiences. Okay, so book a free initial session if you want to chat, or you can go ahead and book a reading or a package right through my website at blossomingheart.ca. I hope you have a wonderful day or week, and we'll talk to you next week. Thank you.